start this topic called fractal. Is there in size. To do that, we require some mathematics behind it. I think yes, you may not be come across this type of geometry. It may be told in your so before moving to this is the you have to show it in your output screen. I think you maybe see this model is available in the laboratory. Now let us discuss how to create this model in the program. So by nature, if you see so many such type of object, a tree branch looks similar to the entire tree. So there is a symmetry is maintained. If you see even a small leaf, a symmetry is maintained throughout that leaf. If you want to create such type of geometrical pictures on the computer screen, you require first feature is the dimension. What is the dimension of this leaf? These are all some of the interesting questions that will be asked. Even if you observe this small leaf, the growth rate of this leaf is start reducing and reaches the tip of the leaf. So these type of pictures require some little bit mathematics required in order to generate this picture. Let us understand this with a fractal concept, that is fraction concept. This is the just an highlight how the pictures are there. I think you may be seeing this type of small pictures are an interesting pictures in your day to day. If you observe this, there is a symmetry is maintained. The size of the first created object start reducing and vanishing out. So this type of pictures called as definition is a set for so a fractal is by definition is a set for which the dimension strictly exceeds the topological dimension. I think the definition will be clear with the help of one or two picture discussion in the next slides. The concept of this dimension is very important for learning to understand the fractal pictures. So one of the mathematician behind all this is Mandelbrot. So you tries to observe the clouds are not spheres. So whenever you draw a cloud picture, it's not just like a spheres. The mountains are not cones. Coastal lines are not circles. And bark is not smooth, nor does lightning travels in a straight line. This statement is given by one of the mathematician Mandelbrot. So under his, there is a Mandelbrot equation through which he created many geometrical such pictures on the mathematically, and is used in computer graphics to create such pictures. This is one interesting picture you can see. This is completely created by computer graphics. If you observe, the one picture are repeated at different positions and created in such a way that it looks realistic. So this is the effect of today fractal geometry discussion in this class. This are some of the pictures. This is a cloud pictures, a fractal cloud picture, leaf picture. You observe this computer graphics created pictures. A tree picture is not a photo, it is the photo created through computer graphics support. This type of experiments helps you to understand how nature is so fantastically created with the help of symmetrical property. By nature, it maintains the tree structure by using a symmetry. The symmetry is maintained even in small branches, leaf from bottom to top. If you observe, there is a symmetrical balance is maintained. Such type of pictures to be created, you require a geometry called as fractal geometry. This is a map created. So the credit goes to one of the scientists. His name is Koch, Von Koch. Helge von Koch is one of the scientists who created Koch curve. So based on this, we'll discuss the Koch curve. And another Sierpinski. This program is there in the laboratory. The creation of a gasket using Sierpinski method. So Sierpinski gasket creation 2D and 3D. This is another person, Cantor. Julian curve. You try to search in the internet. An interesting curves are created with the help of Julia. His equation is Julian equation, Castan-Julian equation. And he's what I given the name of a person, Mandelbrot. Is a famous mathematician. Mandelbrot equations are there in the mathematics books. I'll not discuss all these things. Only the required thing for the syllabus perspective, I'll try to discuss. Some of you can take this as a project. An interesting project will become out to create the natural concept using computer graphics support. So Sunny, Clark equation, like that. Many people are there. Just for curiosity, I have shown some of them. This is the experiment which is there in the laboratory. You observe this is a 3D picture, a 3D model, which is available in our lab. I think some of you may be seen in CG lab. On the corner it is placed. So this model is created by one of your senior, and he has bring to the laboratory and he has shown. Now, just for curiosity, I am giving this assignment. You are free now. Create this model if you are a curiosity about creating the small structures of this kind from the childhood. I just assign this for you. Create this, then you will understand the curiosity behind the mathematics. This Sierpinski gasket structure. Now, the important characteristics of this fractal are they are recursive in nature. Once if you're done, the recursive function helps you to create the same part with a dimension value, start reducing it. So in the recursion, I think you have observed two important factors. A recursion program, there should be a base condition. At each time, you should be goes near to reach the base condition to come out from the recursive procedure. The same logic is used here, recursion. That is, the process of their creation gets repeated indefinitely, or you can use some termination criteria to come out from the process. They are self-similar, this property. Recursive, all fractal pictures are recursive in nature and self-similar. That is, copies of the entire fractal may be found in reduced form within the fractal. So these two keywords helps you to understand all remaining pictures. Now, before going to that, I'll try to ask one or two questions for your curiosity. What is the dimension of the first picture? If somebody asks this question, you'll try to say it is one-dimensional picture. The reason for this is you can measure only one measurement out of it. That is maybe the length. If you want to say two-dimensional, then it requires two information. One is length and another one is breadth. A small plate, the thickness is 0. then we try to say this picture is two-dimensional because you can measure only two quantities. Whereas a cube is a three-dimensional picture. You can see the length, breadth, and as well as height. So this is how we are being taught from childhood. But if I ask some dimension of what is the dimension of a leaf, assuming that the leaf thickness is 0, then you have to give the dimension of a leaf or a cloud or any small irregular picture. If you ask, then the question arises, it is not in the leaf, we cannot measure the length correctly and breadth correctly, but it is two dimension because you can find some values for length and breadth but may not be accurate. Then how to give the dimension of that picture? So you can come to conclusion that this is not a two-dimensional picture and it is greater than one dimension. So this is how you can observe the two-dimensional picture of any object as such. Now we'll try to define it. A dimension definition, a measure of spatial extent, especially width, height, or length, thickness. These are all measurement if it is there. The least number of independent coordinates required to specify uniquely the points in a space is the definition for dimension. So now we are try to define an interesting dimension called as fractal dimension. So dimension is need not be an integer value, even it may be a fraction. So resulting a fractal geometry coming to picture, and that dimension is called as fractal dimension, can be non-integer values. Intuitively, we can represent the fractal dimension as a measure of how much space the fractal occupies. Leaf will not occupy two-dimensional area, but it one dimension greater than one dimension. So you have to measure how much part of the area it covers. Based on the covering, we try to define the dimension. So the dimension may varies with respect to its size. Let us understand with an example. Given a curve, we can transform into n parts. So there is dividing into small segment, let us say n parts. And the whole being s times the length of each of the part. Then the fractal dimension is given by the equation d is equal to log of n divided by log of s. So that means to say d is equal, n is equal to s to the power of d. So you require d. D is equal to taking log on both sides. Then you can define d is equal to log n divided by log s. So using this equation, it is possible to find out the dimension of any irregular objects or fractional object, the object that what we observed. So let us try to understand this with an example. So let us, we are taking a triangle. So take one side of it. So divide this, this is first, it is one dimension with respect to one side. That is only one length. You are making it to three parts, divide into three parts. So the middle part, you try to extend it. Then the length of this one is the same as the length of the previous the cut parts. So if you observe now, the total length is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Previously the length was 1. It is divided into three parts. Now the length is going to become 4. So do it on all the sides. That is on all the three sides. Resulting, this is the new picture you have got. This is the new picture you have got after the first iteration. That is scaled by 1/3 of it. So resulting this picture, once again you do the iteration on every side. Once again there are it is increased, number of sides are increased. On every side, if you do the same iteration what we have done, that is the new picture, and resulting SF2 you got. We repeat one more time so that 48 copies of the same part is iterated, and finally you got some irregular picture, SF3. If you repeat multiple times, you can see an irregular shaped picture that starts coming out. Now resulting, how to find out the dimension of this picture? Previously, call it as a two-dimensional, one dimension and the height. No, it is not going to occupy the complete area of your expectation. It start reducing with respect to the originality. The whole curve is composed of three of new segments. So the fractal dimension is given by d is equal to log of 4 divided by log of 3. Originally, we are divided into 3 parts. Then you make it as 4 parts. Hence, dimension of this picture will be log 4 divided by log of 3, and it is 1.2.618. So this dimension value, if you change this to different pieces, correspondingly the dimensional values start changing. It takes more space than one-dimensional line segment, but it occupies less space than the filled two-dimensional square. So with this starting introduction, you can find such type of picture. Then this concept is given by Koch curve. That is the person who behind this is Koch. Under his name, it is defined. So now we can define the self-similarity dimension D is equal to log number of pieces divided by log of magnification factor. Number of pieces divided by magnification factor defines the dimension. So this concept can be used here. If you observe a cube, what is the self-similarity dimension of a cube? That has a length is 3, width is 3, and the height is also 3. So this picture. So we can break the cube into 27 smaller cubes or pieces. Also, if we take one of the smaller cubes and magnify the sides by 3, we end up with a cube that is same size as the original. Hence, the magnification factor is 3. In other words, we can say the self-similarity dimension is log of number of pieces divided by log of magnification factor. So hence, log of 27 divided by log of 3. 27 can be represented as log 3 to the power of cube, 3 log 3. Then finally, the dimension remains same with respect to the cube. So if you start changing the shape of this irregularity at every position, you can see the dimension starts changing it out. So to understand this, let us take a 2D picture and try to understand this. So this is one side we had taken, only one side. There's originally it was divided into 3 parts. Now the middle part, you are making it as a curve. Koch curve. That's why the name under the Koch curve. So this effect you are applying to once again to every part of the line. If you take this, divide into 3 parts, and once again you do that iteration, finally you are able to get a shape of this kind. So resulting this, to calculate the dimension of this picture line, originally it was 1 because you can measure 1, but now it occupies more area, resulting the dimension is self-similarity dimension of this Koch snowflake function, log of 4 divided by log of 3. So divide 4 parts, originally it was 3 parts, log of 1.26. That's how this line dimension was earlier 1, now its value become 1.26. Once again, if we start dividing into 3 parts, then the dimension start increasing. It will not go beyond 2 and less than 1. And within that range only, the value of the dimension lies. So now we can define the meaning of fractal or a fraction dimension with respect to picture. So this is the assignment. I am just assigning to you. You are free in your house or room. Whatever you want to do is you create this picture using any of the using paper. You try to create this model and try to understand the logic behind how this curve works. Now you can do this program in the laboratory and you can create such type of pictures. Not only this Sierpinski gasket, Sierpinski proposed this. There are such type of things are there in playing the games. So this logic is used to create the self-similar pictures on the computer screen. So this is the outcome of a model. Now we'll try to understand the logic or the program behind this concept. This is the requirement at each iteration. The originally triangle, you take the triangle. So each side, you'll try to find out the middle point on every side. Join this middle point. Color only the remaining parts, leave out this part. So in the previous picture, if you observe, this is the original, this is 3D model. Before going to the 3D model, try to understand with respect to 2D. Take only one piece of it. You are taking the middle point and joining this, removing this part. So if you do this iteration, then this is the first, after the first iteration, you are able to get a shape of this. Take the triangle, once again this part of the triangle, do the same iteration, take the middle point, remove this part. So you are able to get another triangle of this kind. Repeat this process until you require a minimum, or you can stop in your own methods. So here, in order to analyze this picture, program or the program output you want like this. This is the requirement of or output require program. Originally, you are drawing a triangle. You are finding the middle point, drawing line with filled with a color white. Then automatically it become hollow. And repeat the whatever you have done for a whole triangle to the small piece on 3 parts. Then you are able to get the middle one. Repeat it once again. This program is repeated 3 times. That's why you are getting. If you take one more time, once again the same process start repeating. So this is the outcome. This program can be done using GL ortho function or using default coordinate system also you can do. Let us understand from the ortho support. We are creating a vertex array 3 because it is a triangle. Support 3 vertices are enough. 0, 0, 25, 50, 50, 0, 0. The vertex are created. So this is left side program is with respect to default coordinate system. The right side program is with respect to orthographic projection. So in the orthographic 2D projection, the main program you can observe. Let display, you are calling the function let create window polygon by recursive function. You are calling the function display. In the display function, so the number of iteration you fix it to 3, and you are declaring all these functions, dividing the triangle into 3 parts, the same logic, displaying the triangle. The main display function is called GL clear color. You are calling GL triangles. You are supplying divide triangle V of 0, V of 1, V of 2, N. This is a recursive function V of 0, V of 1, V of 2. The control jumps to the function divide triangle. In the divide triangle, the 3 arguments or the data is used to make the middle point to be catched out. So for j varying from 0 to 2, because there are 2 coordinate x and y, AB of j, A of j plus B of j divided by 2, the middle point you got. Similarly, for j varying AC, there are 3 sides, AB, AC, BC. For all these 3 sides, the middle point is catched and they are stored in AB of j, AC of j and BC of j, where j varies between 0, 1. That means to say 2 values x and y supports you got. Once again, you are calling the divide triangle function 3 at each time. The number of values is decremented by 1. When m is greater than 0, you are doing reducing m by 1, m minus 1. This is usually the recursive procedure. You know that when n is equal to n minus 1 in the factorial, in the same fashion you are calling. You have to catch here, you are giving divide triangle with the A, AB, AC. Next time you are calling giving C, AC, BC. They are ABC are correspondingly changes. Based on these 3 recursive calling program, same as is you are traversing tree function, recursively calling left, right, and as well as root. In the same fashion, you are calling this function 3 times for the 3 sides support. After the values going to become M0, it will come out from the loop and calls the function divide triangle with the corresponding ABC values supplied to display the triangle. So the display triangle, triangle function helps you to call anywhere in the program you have called GL triangle, GL begin with GL triangle. You are supplying 3 vertices values A, B, C. Corresponding values will be supplied from the divide program and start creating the Sierpinski gasket creation on the program. The same program is there here. Instead of using our orthogonal function, we are using default coordinate system, and here the values are specified, and you can use any one of the program in your laboratory and try to get this. Here GL Ortho 2D, here it is used with negative values -2 to +2. -2 instead of -1 to +1, the coordinate systems are used from -2 to 2. If you want to use from -1 to +1, correspondingly you try to change the values of vertices. So this program help 2D gasket. That means to say a triangle is divided into 3 parts and 4 parts, and the processes get repeated, and finally you are able to get. But this program is extended in the laboratory experiment. Instead of doing it for 2D, go for a 3D. 3D means here you are taking a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron, 4 faces are there. 1, 2, 3, and back another one more face. And this is the tip of the tetrahedron. Whatever the experiment you have done for one part of a triangle is same as the one part of your tetrahedron, and you are doing for each part separately and calling the same function with the vertices changing. If you say ADC, ABD, and as well as ABC, based on the triangle coordinate changes, it tries to calculate the middle points of these lines and tries to draw the internal part and fill up it. So this logic is used, and finally you are able to get a gasket program. The explanation for this the same is, start with a tetrahedron. Here we are not using tetrahedron built-in function. Just like in the previous program, 3D cube creation, we are not called the built-in 3D cube. Instead of that one, you have created using polygons. Here also using triangles, joining this triangle in an order, you are able to get a tetrahedron. The same logic is used. Start with a tetrahedron, find the midpoints of edges, join them from the 4. So for all the 4 parts, repeat this process and try to get a gasket output. The logic is same. Here, instead of taking for one face, you try to take it for 4 faces. Here the default coordinates is used from -1 to +1 support. You can also convert this program to integer coordinates. The concept is same, but here we are using 3D gasket support. You can try to see this program by yourself. The logic is same, and here the loop will execute 6 times to find out the values in order to take the values of all the values supporting to the each line. So with this, we'll try to wind up, and the output of this program looks like this. ABC is the side, and you try to find out the mid 1, mid 0, mid 1, mid 3. Similarly, on the other parts of the side, mid 1 is common here with respect to these two, mid 1, mid 2, mid 4, other part, and as well as bottom part. So after doing this, you are able to get a picture of this kind. This is 3D picture. You try to observe here, it is the tip of the nose. So program is simple, but you can make use of whatever you have learned up to now. Applying on this program, you can give a color to each area separate, so that when the observation will be clear, you can give a color using color 3f function, calling triangle ABC. For each corner, you try to give a different color so that when you can observe each face of the tetrahedron is filled up with a different colors. You are changing it, calling triangle function GL vertex support and coloring all these things. Remaining logic is same, whatever I discussed for 2D, it is extended. Here we are using 3D support in order to call the pixel. Hence, you are calling the function GL ortho. Instead of GL ortho 2D, you are calling GL ortho. I think you are familiar here. And it is multiplied with the H by W and W by H. Even at the runtime, user changes the width of it, it tries to affect. The internal content will be maintained. So I will try to make use of the mouse interface to rotate this picture, whatever you have created picture, you rotate it. This is in the question, it is not there, but whatever you have discussed up to now can be used independently to make this program more interactive. And also you can change the color of the faces, use mouse button to change the rotation in clockwise, anti-clockwise direction support. And also you can use GLU lookup function to make this 3D picture moves away from the user and comes near to the user with the help of GLU lookup function by changing the values of viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2, the discussion we had done in the last hour. These are all additional things that can be added to this program. Whatever you understood in the previous program, you are independently applying to this program. And this logic is not available in any of the manuals. Because of that, you have to type and you have to make yourself, make the program run. So with this, we'll learn all the things, whatever you had learned up to last hour. So this is the discussion which I want to do today. So whatever you have done, which will be useful for one of the experiment in your lab.